Berktayawa, Berktashai, Berktayawa, Berktashay, Kalalaleawa, Kalalashai, Tawadayawa, the brothers of the apostles of James Script and Stone, shalom to the brothers out there pushing this word in sincerity and in honesty. This is Ashar from James Vigilant, James, Jamaica, and this is just an update in Jamaica. As you can see in the Jamaica Star, dated March 10th, 2026. Cabbies say brace for fear increase. It's a Engston Newman, president of the Transport Operation Development Sustainable Service, says commuters should brace themselves for fear increase in the next few days. This increase, he said, will stem from the deadly conflict between the US, Israel, and Iran on Sunday. President of Taxi Operation Group and cabbies meet at halfway tree primary school to discuss an outstanding 16% increase as well as other matters. Right? In the next 9 to 10 days, we could see some serious problem in relation to shipment of petroleum, and that could affect us generally, greatly. It is a double whopper because we should have applied for a fair increase for last year. The minister is supposed to speak to us on the matter next Wednesday, as he wants to see what happens as it relates to oil issue. Right? Commuter must brace themselves for increased fare, as it is not a question that fare will be increased. We must increase our fare, he said. And this doesn't only go for fare increase. This doesn't go only for fare increase. Right? So we come out here and tell you that you are Israelite according to nationality, and that you should return to the Lord Yahweh Shai Yahweh, the Father, and Yahweh Shai the Son, right? And basically depart from this society, because the society is at an ending point, right? This is a repercussion of what the scripture says here. Right, this is speaking about wars and rumors of war, and how we're being affected by these wars and rumors of wars, right? And we see it taking in effect right now in the taxi fare, as you can see in the article, and it will affect a lot of other things, because a lot of other things need petroleum, gas, so on and so forth. The transportation of your food need gas, so food is going to increase, right? So let's get some precept. This is Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Say, alas, for that day is great, it is even. Let's start at verse 6. You say, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand and his loins as a woman in travail, and her face are turned into paleness. Right? Because it's going to be a time of a lot of weeping. Right? Famine, which is going to lead to the sword. Right? And we know that the ultimate sword is this ICBM, right? Intercontinental ballistic missile. But swords also refer to guns, knife, literal sword, weaponry, right? And that's going to take place in riots that's going to happen on this earth when the society destable because of the increase of these things, right? Yeah, because how long can we bear it? The increase when minimum wage not increasing, right? When everything is getting affected, how long can we last without a riot? And this is not only for Jamaica, this is all over the world, a situation affecting all over the world, because the Strait of Hormuz affects everything, right? And yeah, as you can see, lucky thing I didn't take this. Come on. Let's see. Um,
names. He covered the faces of the judges there.
Yeah, this was a brother from James, North Carolina. He was doing a breakdown and basically the increase as well. Alright, I don't think I finished watch that. Should go and finish watch that, but let's finish the breakdown first. So it's going to be a drastic time upon all the earth, not only Jamaica, because the main place of prophecy is in America, but all the earth is going to feel it. Um, Alright, let's get this one first. Ezekiel 5 and verse 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and an instruction and an astonishment unto the nation that are run about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebuke. I the Lord have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. So that's going to take effect, because out here in Jamaica, if these nation realize yo they don't have enough food to sustain their country, they're not going to ship food to Jamaica. I know Jamaica is highly dependent on import, so we go in the face of famine. Right, and in that famine we're going to face the sword, because those go hand in hand. If you're hungry, you're gonna find other means of getting that food, especially if you don't if Yahweh Shem Shai is not your protection. You say, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Yeah, that's the staff of bread gonna get broken. The ways of you getting your bread is going to be cut off, because these nations stop shipping into your country. And just for a little more information, the staff of bread, you can say, got feeble from the time that Jamaica begins to import, right? Join the WTO, World Trade Organization, where they actually import what they don't really, where they import both what they have already and what they need, right? So therefore, certain things that Jamaica usually produce, like dairy products and so on and forth, they begin to import processed milk, the condensed milk, not condensed milk. You have a brand out here named Alaska that make milk, yeah, the pot milk, the powder milk, right? So that's one of the things Jamaica imported that they didn't need, and that destroyed the dairy farms out here. So the staff of bread was already feeble, and now it's gonna get broken because the import is going to be cut off in the time of war. And all this is basically the end of this world, and we welcome it, right? We welcome it and pray Yahweh Shem Yeshai protect us through those times. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall berave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I the Lord shall have spoken this. So the scripture say, whatsoever the Lord speaketh, it shall not return to him void, but shall accomplish that which that which he says. just paraphrasing. So the Lord's sword and famine and pestilence is gonna come. What and we can't turn that back. Eh? There's nothing we can do because even Jamaica right now is in a sticky situation because um we have a great chance of seeing hyperinflation, because Jamaica was basically just basically slowing the fall of the slide of the dollar in Jamaica, right? So with this on top of that, it's going to be devastating, right? As mentioned, a little scenario in the article say, yo, fear should have raised from those times, right? So now that increase plus because of US, Israel and Iran scuffle, or yes, scuffle, if that's the right word, it's going to have to increase. So it's going to be a double whopper. Yeah. So just like that, things is going to be drastically affected. So close with the last precept. This is 2 Corinthians 15 and start of verse 4. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. Yes, so you're gonna have race war, you're gonna have class war, so on and so forth, where it's going to go down to a man and his family holding it, and then from that to his close family, right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince, and in the course of their action shall stand in their power. So yeah, it's gonna start like, yeah, we're gonna set some quarantine here, and we're gonna try contain it, right? Ration food and so on and so forth. But then it's gonna get out of hand, yeah. It's gonna get out of hand, and then everyone is gonna do what they feel like. They're gonna try to get the bread, or they can get it. The military is going to abandon their posts, right? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to be mainly for the lack of bread, right? Man need food, man need to eat, man need to survive. There is accounts in the scriptures where people eat their own children, right? The scripture say, snatch on the right hand and be hungry, right? So for the lack of bread, there is going to be violence in the land. So with that, I hope this video was edifying. Not gonna make it too long, but prepare yourself, and the best way to prepare yourself is in the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Do this work, right? Make the Lord your protection, make the Lord your shield, your helmet, your staff, make the Lord your everything, because He's the only one who will protect us in the time to come, because He is the one bringing these destruction and tribulation. Therefore, He is the one that can cover you from these destructions, right? The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So with that, Shalom.